you can hear good.
Yeah.
If it's good, you're going to be able to hear it. If it fucking sucks, you're going to be able to hear it.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant on if you understand the words, like you're saying.
Yep.
I used to listen to Spanish music in high school a lot. Like all my Mexican homies would have their music, and I'm like, man, let me hear it. One day I was fucking around, right, trying to get some girls' attention or some shit. Let me hear it. I was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty fucking fire, bro. Yeah. I've been a fan. Robert Rodriguez, he has some fire fucking soundtracks in his movies. I remember watching Desperado and From Dusk Till Dawn a lot growing up. Yeah. And both of those movies, the soundtracks are amazing. Oh, yeah. The strings in the songs, man, are just absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, man. But I got some questions. But before I jump to that, I want to talk horror with you guys, man. You guys are both... I'm assuming you're a horror fan if you're with us.
No.
No?
He does not like horror films.
I actually...
Oh, my God. Do you just get scared every time you come over and shit?
I wasn't introduced to horror until I met Joe.
Okay.
Because
what about Resident Evil? Were you a fan of Resident Evil before?
I didn't know what the fuck that was.
You know what it was? That's my shit.
Oh, Resident Evil,
I was watching, and I still do. I watch Scooby-Doo reruns like no other.
I got a Pokemon 7-year-old daughter in a few days.
Pokemon.
So I'm watching all that shit too.
I love that shit. And I love like positive like movies, chick flick movies. So like
you're the opposite. I'm completely opposite. Out.
When Joe was the first person to show me like these like awful B-rated horror movies, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, and that's the crazy thing. When before I met him, I didn't know nothing about the film industry. I didn't know what CGI. I only watched what was on Netflix or in the movie theaters or Redbox. I didn't know of independent movies. I didn't know shit. And all that shit I didn't know any of that existed. So that's where what I said earlier. I had to learn the business before I ever spoke upon anything, because I came into it not knowing nothing. Mm-hmm. And now I do like certain horror movies. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, that's the shit.
Remake.
They're making a remake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna direct that. I'm throwing out to the universe.
Yeah.
I'm directing that shit.
Joe Lujan directing the remake of motherfucking I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I like Scream.
And I'm gonna be in it. Fuck it.
I'll
be the hook man.
We need to throw that out to the universe.
I want to be a bad guy, man.
Really?
I want to play a bad guy so bad.
Okay.
I think I would fucking crush.
Okay.
Because I'm a very nice guy, but I got some shit in here that wants to come out, and I feel like, safely I could do it on film. But I feel like that's my calling. I played good
That's
guys.
good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, give me an audition. I bet
that's
you
good
I'll
to know.
Fucking crush.
Let's just say you already solidified a spot.
I just want to cut some throats and just chase some bitches down and shit. I feel like that energy that. So being in your both My Little Nightmare and Live Survival, those sets, like the fucking adrenaline that you get. I remember when we were doing Live Survival when we were running.
That one specifically, yeah.
When we were running through the gates, you remember with the lights were flickering and we're running through the gates and shit. That scene was so much
like so real, right?
When you watch it, like you don't get any of the justice that you get when you're actually there filming. I'm like, you guys don't even know. I killed about 7 fucking zombies down this shit. You don't see any of it.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling, exactly what you're feeling, because I had that when we were filming part 1. When we were doing Live Escape, it was like...
Part 1 maybe had almost 30, 40 zombies.
And we were running,
huge.
Sprinting from these zombies. I think it worked.
Fun,
a lot of the actors, we told them, don't go so fast. A lot of them weren't listening. So I'm like, it worked, though, because when we were running, we were like... I felt like I was running for my life. Yeah. It felt so real. So I know exactly what you're feeling. Yeah. I know what that feeling is. Yeah. That was fun.
It's fun, man.
Yeah.
So some recent horror movies, I made a list because horror movies these days, most of the time they're shit, but there's been some good ones lately.
There has been some.
Thanksgiving, Talk to Me. I just watched a movie called Double Blind.
I haven't seen that.
So it's about a movie where it's more of a suspense. But a group of people take an experimental drug and they're getting paid X amount of money. But they come to find out if you fall asleep, you fucking die.
Lord.
And you die bad. Like they're fucking having seizures.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's got like 90 or 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's solid.
Well, Thanksgiving and Talk to Me were great films.
Oh, Talk
really
to Me
enjoyed
was
those.
awesome, dude.
Those were good.
When the kid was banging his fucking head, I was like, yes, bang it more, fucking die. That was a good one. Good. Thanksgiving. That one,
that
it
was
was decent.
cheesy.
What?
It was decent.
I'm a huge Eli Roth fan. I
He's
love
the
his
shit.
work, everything he
Yes.
does. So when I saw, I was like, oh,
He made
finally
the
he's
Green
back.
Inferno, right?
Green Inferno.
When the people are
That's
just
a
eating
good
each
one.
other.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And
that's
Hostel.
good shit. Yeah, I was gonna bring up Hostel. Hostel is the shit,
Yeah.
man. Jay Hernandez, he did a great job,
Yep.
and then in the sequel, he just gets his head cut off like within minutes.
No, like those Eli Roth is a huge influence in my career for
They
sure.
do Cabin Fever as well.
Was he Cabin Fever? I think so, actually.
I think
Yeah.
he did that one as
He was
well.
Cabin
yeah.
Fever as well.
And then, oh man, he did one other one that was the shit. But,
Aftershock. Did you see
I don't
Aftershock?
think I've seen Aftershock.
That's a good one.
I gotta check that out.
That's a good one.
I went to the movies last week and saw Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, how was that?
That was fucking good.
Was it good?
man.
That's a scary movie.
Yeah, it was good. It's a found footage movie of a TV show, I believe, in the 70s or the 80s. Talk show host. He went through his whole reign of running his talk show, and he was the shit. And then his ratings started to drop, so he was starting to get desperate. And then his wife had cancer, and she's dying. And one of her last things that she did was come on the show, and it blew the show up again. And then now he's back on the down slope of the ratings. So his last ditch effort is to have people that are in the paranormal community come on the show and talk to ghosts and shit like that, and then
Like, shit
and
hits
then-
the fan
and then,
after that.
and then ghosts come. And
Yeah. I saw the trailer and I was like, that's going to be good.
Yeah, that's.
And you know what?
I didn't
was-
know it came out already. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was great, man. And you could tell it was like the budget shouldn't have been too high. Not too many people died. There wasn't too much blood or gore or anything like that. It was just a good movie.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was. I was impressed. I was really
That's
impressed
cool.
because I'm a stickler, when it comes to movies. Especially now that I'm starting to learn certain things to look for. So I'm a stickler with movies.
Yeah.
But I appreciate good shit too.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
that one was good. Found footage movies usually aren't too good.
Yeah.
But
there's a-
that
well,
one was good.
I'm-
VHS.
Few
Oh,
ones.
VHS was
Good.
great. I love
Yeah.
those films.
VHS and that other zombie one that in Portuguese.
Oh, Record?
Oh yes.
Oh,
Yes.
those
Such a
movies are
good one.
amazing.
Uh-huh.
You know,
That's
I love found footage films.
I-
I just like to watch any found footage film. I won't enjoy all of them, obviously, but I do if I see that it's found footage. Oh, I'm there. I'll watch it.
What are you looking for when you watch them?
I don't know. I think I'm more. I'll read the synopsis. I'll kind of see what it's about. I'm like I said, I'm pretty open minded when it comes to stuff.
Yeah.
There's just certain things that, like westerns. I'm not really a fan of westerns.
Oh, yeah, I can.
I'm like,
Those are
Eh.
kind of boring.
But like I said, I give everything a chance. You should see my list on Tubi and all the other platforms. My list is like full of movies. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this, and I'm a type of person that likes to watch films, horror films themed, if there's a holiday around that time. So like, St. Patrick's Day was coming up. I was binge watching all the Leprechauns. I love doing that shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's a holiday coming up. I love watching that. It's I guess a personal tradition I do.
4th of July, you're gonna watch The Purge.
Yeah,
and shit.
I'm watching that. I know it's the last summer because that's 4th of July. It's like there's so many
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Like throughout the year.
throughout the year when a film comes out.
Uh-huh.
Easter. There's so many Easter, like Bunny Man. A lot of people don't know about Bunny Man. It's a great
Bunny
film.
man, I've never.
So good.
You see that shit?
I know.
I'll tell you. Like the teaser trailer for this is how much I'm a fan of these films. There's like 3 of them I think now. The teaser trailer for part 2 was the killer's in a Bunny Man costume.
Yeah.
He walks into a school bus, like, is dropping off kids or picking up kids, I think. And he, like, the Bunny Man steps into the bus. This is real bad because it's kids. But
I
the
like
teaser
when kids
trailer is
fucking
really.
die in
I do
movies.
too.
He
I will
literally
give it
goes
that.
in and he's slaughtering these kids in the school bus. And
Yeah.
the kids are like, the trailer's like these kids, like, in the windows, like, crying, and there's blood everywhere. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's horrible. But at the same time, I was like, I need to see this film. You know what I mean?
Because a lot of times I feel like kids are off limits.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because
Just-
of the perception.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's gonna
It's just
turn
too
people
much.
away.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing more and more even big Hollywood movies are doing it.
Yeah.
They're starting to show.
But it
you gotta
shocks
take it-
us.
It does.
Yeah, it's
like
like, oh,
Halloween.
shit.
Did you remember what? Did you watch the last Halloween?
He didn't kill the kid. Wait, what kid are you talking? Oh,
the kid that fell and he
the-
like falls from like the first floor. You remember the last one?
I don't remember.
It's like the beginning of the first 5 minutes. Like they show the kid fall from like the 3rd floor, and he like they show him landing on the floor in the living room.
Yeah, that was.
When
I
you
also
watch it, you're
remember
like,
in the first or the second one, he walks in and there's a baby in the crib.
Okay,
and
yeah,
he
that's
looks
the second
at
one,
it and
and
they
he
kind of
doesn't do
set it
anything.
up. It is like
Well, in the last one, they
Yeah.
show a little kid like falling from like maybe even 4 floors.
Yeah, it was
And
pretty
it's
big.
so shocking. Like that's what like
I need to
sets
go
off the
back
rest of
and
the film.
How do you feel about the third? We'll call it the. I guess the fourth,
mean-
maybe the third of the.
I don't know.
Did you see it?
I did.
He did.
Yeah.
So I have this thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I have this thing with titles.
Yeah, he does. It's so annoying.
It's more than a pet peeve. It pisses me the fuck off. When they release a movie, Scream, example. There's Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
And then they release Scream 2020. Why the fuck are you calling it Scream?
Yeah.
We already had Scream.
Yeah.
Scream 5. Say it's Scream 5. Now they're doing Scream 6. Oh, so this was called Scream 6. There's Scream. You get what I'm saying? It's
Final
like
Destination did it a few times.
that's what I'm saying. You sit there and you're like, Halloween did it too. It's like Halloween, then Halloween ends and kill. I'm like, you just added ends and kills to this title. Like that's all we're getting. It just,
Cheap fuckers.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like, come on. Like,
How do you like or how do you dislike the fact that they made the new trilogy of Halloween, but they disregarded everything
I didn't like
after
that.
the first?
I was not a fan. I think it was you've already grew this fan base for years,
40 years,
You know what I
30
mean?
years,
One of my
whatever it
favorites is
is.
H2O. To me, that's
Oh, that was
one of the
that
best
was my
Halloween
favorite
films.
one.
I love that film.
Why a lot of people
I don't
shit
know.
on
I just
H2O.
It was so good. It was just filmed so
No, my
good.
bad. Resurrection is the
Resurrection.
one. they stick-
I enjoyed that one too.
I watched that one
I
a
didn't-
lot.
but I
like
think that
that
one was
one.
ahead of its time.
Oh, why
The
is that?
whole live streaming and all that—that's a huge thing now.
yeah.
So I
And that
think that's
came out
why
like
people
02.
didn't like it.
Okay.
It was.
They
I
just
think that was
weren't
ahead
ready.
of its time. People weren't ready
Yeah.
for that. If it
'Cause
was
he
to
was
come
live
out
streaming
now,
like
I
AOL
think
or
people,
some shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a live reality show. I think if that
Busta
came out
Rhymes,
now,
Tyra Banks.
it would blow
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because they're inside of the house of Michael Myers, and that fucker was actually
Exactly.
living there still.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. But then when they came out with these new ones, it's like they're no longer brother and sister.
Yeah.
Like the other ones don't exist. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, you're fucking confusing the shit out
I'm
of
like,
all of
all
us.
these changes, like,
They
I
were
don't
good.
know.
The first two were good.
They were good, but
The
it was
second one
just-
in particular answered a question that I have my whole life. What happens if Michael Myers or Freddy or Jason comes up to a mob and they just beat the fuck out of them?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
That's true.
And
Yeah.
Michael Myers just ate that shit and fucked them all up.
That's true. I just feel like I wish they would just bring in some of our favorite characters, like Danielle Harris. She's in 4 and 5. Phenomenal actress.
One of
Like,
the
I
best
love
scream
her.
queens
She's
of all time.
amazing.
Yes.
Actually, I had a time I could tell you off camera, but we talked. Me and Danielle. She's great. I fucking love her.
I had the biggest
she's
crush
a
on her
boss
for so
bitch. I
long.
fucking love that girl.
Yeah.
The
Hatchet.
fact that they didn't
She
bring
just
her
did the
back.
Hatchet.
Oh, Hatchet.
Hatchet.
Fuck me. Yeah.
I like Hatchet.
Danielle. Oh my god, I love her.
I like
She's
that
amazing.
they've replaced the main chick with her. The main chick in the first one, she was hot.
Oh, yeah.
And she was the shit. She had a cool accent.
But just seeing Danielle Harris
but
come back
Danielle
is
is like, all right, they brought that star
yeah.
power,
Yeah.
boy. What?
Oh yeah, no. But see, it would have been great to see her back. They should
Yeah.
have brought her back, or they should have continued the story with her. You know what I mean? It's just like
With
there's-
Danielle Harris?
Yeah,
Well,
like
she was in like the third.
she was in
the
4 and
fourth.
5. She was supposed to be Laurie Strode's daughter.
Oh no. I was referring to Hatchet.
Oh, Hatchet.
Okay,
oh yeah,
yes,
she's in
yeah.
3. She's in 2 and 3, I think.
Yeah.
She didn't come out in 4. That was Victor Crowley.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't come out in 4.
I liked Victor Crowley.
So back
That was a good one.
to Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah, they only brought her in for 4 and 5, which was kind of weird.
And then
She
her
was mutant
character
one
comes
and-
back in 6, but they
but
casted someone
off-screen,
else.
Yeah, and they
Like-
just die, right?
Yeah, it
She-
was like
in a bathroom.
the
where she
opening
dies or
scene.
some
Yeah,
shit.
but it's
Like,
just
you
when they
did a
came out with these new
disservice.
ones, it's like, give us, like why start over?
Mm-hmm.
I just read something where they said they're starting over again. Whoever got the rights for Halloween, they're
Halloween
starting
again?
over again. Yeah, something that they're starting. I was like, how
But-
many times are we gonna see?
But coming
You
from a
know?
person who didn't have a 20-year story or fell in love with the fan base, I didn't know shit about Halloween.
Well, that's
And-
why they made it for the generation that didn't know.
Yeah.
But I always go back to it's because of the business. It's like they re-rented it for everyone fresh. They got the old people's money and they got the young people's
Yep.
money. It's a business. And
When you put it
I
like that,
liked
it's
it.
smart as
I
fuck.
mean, yeah,
but
it's smart, but us fans who it wouldn't be as
OG
big as it is
fans.
now.
OG
Exactly.
fans, yeah.
It wouldn't be what it is now if it weren't for us fans following all these years. Now what we like is kicked to the side because we need to make more money. For those who don't know, we need to start all over. That sucks.
Yeah.
Think of Scream. They did the same thing with Scream. You know, they did it, and then they do Scream 6.
Don't do that.
No, wait, I'm not talking shit. I love those movies. They bring the new Scream, but then they don't bring Sydney back. I'm like, there is no Scream without Sydney.
Yeah, they were being cheap.
I walked into the theater already
fucking money, man.
Yes,
You know,
give
but
her money.
I had
but
already
at the
walked
same
in
time,
disappointed.
Then why give them your money in the first place?
Because I'm a fan. I'm just saying, like,
Scream
I had
4
already
Scream
walked
4
in.
was the shit.
Oh my god, yeah. To me, my favorite's 2. When they're in the college, I fucking love that. And all the big names, like Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it, like that was just amazing to me. I grew up with those films.
Yeah.
I Know It's the Last Summer and Scream were what I grew up watching. So when they came out with the new one, they're like, don't get me wrong, the 2 other girls, Barrera and what's her name?
I can't think of.
Courtney Cox?
No, the 2 girls at the sisters in the 2 new
girl
Screams.
who's doing Beetlejuice.
Jenna Ortega.
and-
There you go,
and,
her, and then
the
Barrera,
other cat,
Melissa
yeah.
Barrera.
Yeah, give them their flowers.
No,
Joe.
I love them.
Jenna Ortega's the shit.
The only
I love
reason
them.
why I watched that movie, the reboot, was because of Jenna Ortega. I loved her.
I get
do.
that. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm not saying.
And
I'm just saying
the other girl, I like the idea that she's Billy's
Billy's
daughter.
daughter.
And
I
then
love
he's
it.
like CGI'd in
that's
there
cool.
just talking
I love
crazy
that.
shit to her.
You know what I mean? But it was just
Yeah.
a Scream without Sidney Prescott. Just didn't
It
feel
can
like
never.
Scream.
Yeah, it can
You know,
never.
so.
But at the
Excuse me,
same
now that they announced that
time,
she's
it's
coming
like-
back, I was like, okay, now
Oh, they did already?
Oh yeah, they confirmed her and Courtney Cox.
But
So-
at the same time, that's irritating because it's like you don't need to bring the same girl. I
Yes,
get
you
no,
do.
you don't.
Well, she's the
She's
core.
the
She's
core.
the reason why
get
it's
it,
happening.
and I get that. But at the same time, it's like when.
Everybody died. Like, she killed everybody. That's why they stopped
But
fucking
it's
with
like
her.
you got to give these new girls
A chance.
a chance.
There's a lot of other new movies that are coming out. They can make them the Scream Queens.
Yeah,
of.
Nev Campbell. She's
You can't
Scream,
know.
man.
Yeah.
She's
Look at I Know
Scream.
It's the Last Summer. Jennifer Love Hewitt was the lead, which Jennifer Love Hewitt is like number 1. She's like the most amazing actress to me. She was part 1 and 2, and then part 3. Did you see part 3?
I was gonna ask you about part 3. I've never seen it. I thought
Part-
it was fake for a long time.
No, it's real. It's real.
Awful.
I bet.
I mean, I enjoyed it being a director, it being a horror film. I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it if it was a standalone film.
Yeah.
The fact that it's, you know, the story of I Know It's the Last Summer. It's now like a curse. He's a spirit now. Like Jennifer Love Hewitt doesn't come out in it at all. Like, or if anything, I may be wrong, but I think she comes out like in a news article where they talk about it in like a whole different. This has happened to some girl named Julie James, and but
And
it's
that
a
was it.
spirit. That's it. Now they
That's
show him he's like a
stupid.
ghost. I'm like,
Yeah,
ugh.
that's stupid.
Like,
I'm
you know.
not a fan of ghost movies most of the time. Sometimes if they're good, they're good, but I like a physical presence. There's
Yeah.
nothing more scary than a big motherfucker with a knife or a hatchet that's coming to fuck me up.
you see, that's what
Or
I'm
a
saying. I think
mask.
Michael
You
Myers
just
is
need
the
a
scariest
mask.
one out of all of them.
He's my favorite.
Freddy, I'm not really. I don't think
like
he's
how he talks
scary.
shit.
I thought
but
Freddy
he's
was
not-
scary.
The fact that he talks makes me
It's-
like him more, but it lowers the
The
horror
fear.
factor.
Yeah. Jason, I think, is scary to a certain extent, but after they blew him up and he's now a worm type thing, I'm like, eh.
I
You know what I
liked
mean?
Freddy because the sleeping, like that was terrifying.
I'll
to
die.
Me.
Well, yeah.
I'm dead.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like,
No, I totally get that. Yeah.
That terrified me to go to sleep. Like when I first saw them, like that was terrifying.
But I get what you're saying with physical though, like Scream. I Know It's That Summer. The Strangers. To me, that's terrifying.
I like
like
They're
that could
making
actually
another
really
Strangers.
happen.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they're rebooting it, calling it Strangers.
Chapter 1. Yeah, I know.
It is what it is. I'm going with an open mind. One thing I would love to invite both of you guys. I'm putting together a documentary this year.
Oh, okay.
So I have this tradition every year in October where I call it my Mactoberathon.
Okay.
And I watch a different scary movie every day of the month.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna do is leading up to October, I'm gonna have 4 events where I have friends or actors and filmmakers come over. We watch a scary movie, kind of like a Scream type thing.
Okay.
We interact. I get my interviews either
Like the
up there or
Stabathon?
downstairs. Yes, exactly. Exactly like that. But a real life one where we
Hell
have people
yeah.
that actually do movies. We make movies,
Yeah.
we're in movies, and we just talk shit,
That's
get together, have a
cool.
good time.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to have you guys
Dude,
here.
I'd love
that'd
to.
be
That'd be
dope.
awesome. Yeah.